Good morning, everybody. This is Foster. Welcome to Fridays with Foster. Doing something a little bit different this morning with my camera. So it's a 1080p. So I'm sure everybody's very excited to see me more clearly or not. Anyway, chai latte with 2 shots of espresso. Really digging it, actually. Highly recommend. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Oh man, this is a tough one. Holidays, family, right? So this is reserved for people who actually want to spend the holidays with their family. If you do not, I've got some, and I'm being completely honest about this. I have some wonderful clients that run therapy practices that deal with that stuff. It's an interesting thing, just a little PSA. I was told by one of my clients that this is the beginning of therapy cancellation season. And I'm just blown away because I tell you, in my experience and just what I'm sure a lot of other people have viewed, if people are in therapy right now, especially for stuff with their family, isn't Christmas, the holidays, all that, like, isn't this the time to start, that you really want to dig in and get the support that you need for the holidays? You're going to be around this family. They often say that your family knows how to push your buttons because they installed them. So just a thought there. Might want to take a look at that. So, but we're talking about owning a business and trying to not, quote, work through the holidays. So it's about working through the holidays. This is obviously the play on words, is we're trying to work through it. We're trying to work through what it takes to enjoy your family for the holidays. Now, as a non-business owner, I spent plenty of holidays working, especially when I was in retail sales. Oh my gosh. For those of you who don't know, I was the acoustic guitar manager at the Guitar Center on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. So you can imagine what my choices were come the holidays. I was working, period. That was it. Big sales, all these marketing strategies going on actually in person, on the radio. I mean, it was just crazy. So I know what it's like to have to work in that situation. But the whole idea behind being a business owner is to be able to leverage your time. And I know there were people working for the Guitar Center that were not working that day. In Thanksgiving or Christmas or whenever their special deal was, or even the day after Thanksgiving, most places are closed for Thanksgiving. But the idea is, how do we do this, right? Well, first, let's talk about the importance. So there are a couple of things that I love that I've heard that speak volumes. So I'm being totally serious when I say this, as much as I like to joke around. Never get so busy living that you forget to have a life. This is not a dress rehearsal. Knock on wood. We're still here today. When would now be the right time to change? I often think about Stephen Covey and sharpening the saw. Almost a year ago, I did Fridays with Foster. I think it was in December, at the beginning of December. And the question is your family a side hustle? I just want to bring some of those numbers back real quick. So we only spend 90%, or only 90% of the time that we spend with our kids is in the first 18 years of their life. I'm going to go through the math, so don't worry about it. That's about 6,570 days. All right. So after 18, right, we spend about, and this studies support this, we spend about 10 days per year with our kids after the age of 18 in general. Sometimes when, they may not, they may be living at home. If they go to college and live at home, it might change the situation. So if we've got a total days, so total days spent is 6,870 days, right? So 6,570 of those, this is based on, a certain longevity in life for you as a parent. that means that we're only spending like 300 days with them total after the time they're 18. Now, you may take some trips here and there, but if you think about it, 95% of that time before they're 18, it's morning to night. You see them before school, you see them after school, you spend all the holidays together. Not like even with me now and my family, my parents are in South Carolina. I'm not going to see them for Thanksgiving. And I mean, it's okay. It's nobody's fault. They're actually moving into a new house, so they've got enough going on. But that was never a question before. When I was growing up to age 18, it wasn't who are we going to see? It's when are we going to go here or there? Okay, so you got three choices as a business owner. Take another sip here. So what are your choices? Number one, you could not make a plan. See how it goes. That's what most people try. You've probably tried that in the past. I have. I don't like it. Number two, you could make a plan and then not stick to it. Number three, you could make a plan in advance and you can enjoy the holidays with your family outside of any family of origin stuff. So just being there is not enough. In some cases, people actually like avoiding their families, right? By not showing up. So the first thing, don't make a plan. I don't know. Be honest with yourself. Are you really going to sit there and expect things to be different? So don't get hooked, as we say, on hopium. Like, oh, I hope this Christmas is different with my businesses. No, usually what's past is prologue. So what has happened in the past, if you don't actually make a plan to change it, it's either not going to change or it's going to change with great consequence. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that and how to do it properly. You could make a plan and then simply not stick to it, which is almost more discouraging, actually probably more discouraging than not making a plan at all, because the expectation is there for A, B, and C to happen. But when you don't use the proper tools, when you don't get the support that you need for this, then it actually can make more chaos, or usually makes more chaos in your personal life, your family life, and your business than if you don't make a plan at all. So I like door number three. So behind door number three, we have make a plan and stick to it. Amazing. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to start this turn way ahead of the curve. Now, I guess we can date stamp this. So we're less than a week to Thanksgiving, right? So this is probably a conversation that you want to be having more for the Christmas holiday coming up. But if you have certain processes and people in place, you can do this for Thanksgiving. So first thing you want to do is you want to make a list of all the things that have to happen, right? There are certain things that have to happen in the business, regardless of holidays or not. And the things that have to happen during the time that you're thinking about taking off or other people are thinking about taking it off in your business, you want to delegate, right? Delegate things away from you, maybe delegate things to a specific process, maybe a specific technology that can automate for you during those times, okay? A lot of times fulfillment and things like that cannot be automated. But we at least want to get this stuff out on the table, because when we don't and we make the plan, we don't really know what's missing and what's not. And then we're not present because we're not working, but we're over here looking at, hey, there's something that I forgot. The guy was going to call, so-and-so is putting an order in, or I was supposed to have a meeting, but I don't remember when I was getting that. Anyway, it's just too many unknowns, right? So delegate. What you really want to do is you want to support the team. What makes sense for them? Start with that blackout date. Do that at the beginning of the year. Say, hey, this year, don't look at when is Christmas, when is Thanksgiving in November. Well, I think every calendar, actually, we should know for the rest of our lives when Christmas and Thanksgiving are coming. It's a calendar. You know, unless the world ends, the calendar really isn't going to change. And if it does, we can deal with that as far as leap years and things. It's still on the calendar. So it's like, surprise. Oh, it's on a Friday this year. It's Christmas and New Year's is on a Friday this year. What do we do? Like, get in front of that. Okay, so you know ahead of time. Know what time you're giving other people off. Okay, you want to support them. But this does follow the top-down rule, which is how you behave and how you lead is how others are going to lead. When you show that it's important for you to sharpen the saw, as Stephen Covey says, taking care of yourself, taking care of the bond with your family, which is really why do all this, right? Why work hard and make money and do this if you're not going to be able to spend quality time doing quality things with your family, not just buying them high quality stuff, but quality things. So what I would suggest that you do is support the team. If somebody needs extra time off, if you need to talk to them. I know for me, I used to have this thing, full disclosure, years and years ago, when I was an employee, I would not ask for time off until it was almost too late and it was unreasonable. And I think it's because I didn't want to be turned down or something like that. I don't know. It was very, very odd why I did that. Now I schedule this. I try and schedule my time ahead of time. I talk to my clients ahead of time. I say, hey, this is what's going on. When are you taking off? This is when I'm taking off. Hey, if we know it's going to happen in a few weeks, let's reschedule now instead of before. I'm getting a little bit better. I'm about 2 weeks ahead. I can probably get better on that. But I'm always doing that kind of check-in. So it's just about having open conversations, right? Communicate with your team, communicate with your clients, find out from your customers and from your team, like, what are the expectations here? This year, I'm actually taking the whole week off between Christmas and New Year's. And it just so happens that a lot of my clients are as well. But even then, I want them to be able to enjoy time with their family. It's not just about us not working together during that holiday time. Obviously, it's about them spending time with their family during that time, not working remotely, working from home, which is really tough during this kind of, hopefully, the back end or leading down the back end of the pandemic, because it's really easy to just continue working from home with Christmas lights in the back. So take some time, make some time, prioritize your family. No person ever laid on their deathbed and said, man, I wish I would have worked more. So let's make a plan and put it in place. Always happy if you want to reach out to me to help you get this done. I love supporting people. I love changing lives. It's what I do. And one business at a time, we'll get it done. So happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving coming up. There are a lot of things that I'm personally thankful for in my life. My beautiful wife, my beautiful kids, all three of them. I can't believe I have 3 kids. My parents, they're in wonderful health. My sister and brother-in-law and their kids, reconnecting to family back in Pittsburgh. Eventually, we are going to come back up there for a family reunion around Christmas time, because that was always a big time for us. But I'm grateful for my health today. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share some of my experience and put myself in a position to be of maximum service. So have a wonderful day, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.